yesterday, we were able to complete up until module 9, where we talk about the use of the Power BI, okay, report builder. And with that, we're able to see how to create paginated reports, how to create report that can be printed. Apart from the report being printed, we can equally upload the reports to the Power BI service. So today we want to see how you can perform advanced analytics working with the Power BI desktop. All right, so for this particular module, we'll look at two lessons. The first lesson is advanced analytics. The second lesson is data insight through the AI visuals. Introduction to advanced analytics. With advanced analytics, organizations can make better decisions and they can also create some actionable and meaningful insights. They will also be able to have value for their investment in Power BI capabilities. So Power BI can actually do a lot of advanced analytic capability. And in terms of advanced analytic capability, we're talking about things like being able to do what is called the being able to give us a kind of a forecast, being able to see a trend analysis, being able to get some um, advanced analytic capabilities that will tell us about the trends of our data, that will tell us about how a particular column varies with other columns and how it will analyze our data for us. Okay, we look at how to explore statistical summary. So when you have an information, you can provide a quick and simple description of data by using what is called the aggregate function. When we talk about aggregate functions are functions that can summarize data. We talked about this, I think, yesterday, that you can also, instead of having all the records, maybe all the sales records for the day, you can summarize all the sales records for the day into one record by probably summing them together, or you can decide to find the average, okay, costs or the average sales that was made per transaction by just using average. You can also use minimum, you can use maximum, you can count the distinct rows, you can also count all the rows. The difference between counting the distinct and counting alone is that when you do ordinary count will count all your rows including duplicates. When you use count distinct, it will not include the duplicate record. Okay, so for example, if you want to if you want to classify the number, if you want to count how many people visited your website, okay, if you probably have a web shop and you want to use the Power BI desktop to analyze how many people visited the website, okay, you can actually use count distinct. Count distinct will give you the individual distinct people that actually visited your website. If you use count alone, if you use this count alone will include duplicate. That means it will just count all available rows. All the rows will be counted. All the rows, even if there's a duplicate. But once you use count distinct, it means that it will not count the duplicates twice. Okay, for example, if you say you are doing a distinct count of a particular column, assuming it's column 1, okay, so anytime it sees the same data under column 1, if the first data is showing maybe a product key of SO302, if on the second row it sees SO302 again, okay, if this were to be data in table from any data source. Okay, let's say, okay, this product is pen. If this is a product called pen, the same products because they have the same product ID. So in count distinct, for example, if you have a table like this is column 1, you have column 2. All right, so in this kind of a table, it will not, your count distinct will return only 1 because this is a duplication. The first row is a duplication of the second row. In terms of the column, in terms of the column, record that you have here, the value you have under the row of the column is 302 SO302. Even if this is, let's say, uh, pen 2. All right, so if you are counting all the columns, so you just put all the rows, you put column. So with column, it will count all the rows for you. So column will return, for example, 2 rows for us, whereas the count distinct will return only 1. The count distinct means it will not include the duplicate row. So this is duplicated here, so it will not be counted twice. That is when you use count distinct. With ordinary count, it will ignore the duplication. It will just count how many available rows that you have. All right, then you can also use another group function called standard deviation. You can use variance, you can use mean. These are mathematics or statistics. Okay, these are statistics. Okay, functions. These are functions that will perform some statistics for us, just as we all know about the statistics called sum. Summation is to add together, average is to find the average. Okay, that is based on the summation of all the columns divided by the number of columns. Minimum to tell you the least number, maximum to tell you the highest number. Okay, and count, I've explained that. Count distinct is to count how many rows without counting the duplicated row twice. Count is to count all available rows, and then standard deviation will also be using the statistics formula of standard deviation, variance, and then median is okay to tell us the middle data or the middle number if you are working with numbers. So we can use statistic, okay, functions. All these are called aggregate functions. They are also statistics function. So with this, we can see clusters, we can see pattern, and we'll be able to see some behavioral data if we use. So example here is to create a visualization for average quantity by product. So here the product are listed as your columns, okay, and then you can now see the average quantity of cable lock, average of chain. It can be average quantity of probably what was sold, or average of what you probably have in the warehouse or in the store. So when you use statistic functions, which are all these ones, it helps to give you a kind of a pattern, a behavior data, and cluster. All right, so you can also identify outliers. What do you call outliers? Outliers are those data that did not fall into the same pattern with others. So when you use this kind of bubble map, if you use this bubble map, okay, so you can see all these ones cluster around each other. But you see these and these, they are not within the same cluster as others. So that can tell us the outliers that okay, the sky gear, all right, and then the same color, yeah. So sky gear, you have it here that is not within the same cluster as the others, as the other products category. So from here, we can see product category that are clustered together, and we can see the outliers. and then we can investigate why do we have more of this being shipped. So we can see orders being shipped, that these two are far more shipped than the other product category. They are not within the same range. All right, we can conduct statistics analysis. Okay, we can conduct statistics analysis here that will help us to analyze series of data over time. So there's a way that when you click on this, it will start changing. Okay, so you can see once this is started, it will start changing on its own. And as it changes, you can see once this is running, it will start changing, telling us that the sales figure is changing based on the products, and then also changing based on the month. So this is like something that is running over months. We can see from month to month, January, February, March. It's telling us the way it's running. So this will give us a meaningful trend and also make some predictions for us. So we can do time series analysis. So this, we can use this to be able to describe, okay, or to be able to tell story around this sales by product category visualization and the sales by month visualization. So automatically on its own, it will be changing. Okay, so what we have under here is what they call time series, okay, which it's also like a visual that once you drop it, it will ensure a kind of synchronization between your selected visuals. So this will continue to run. As it runs, you will see that this particular visualization and this one, they are changing. So we can see at a glance how the sales of the product category changes over a month. Okay, and then we can also see the amounts that is made over the different calendar months that we have. So with this, we can see the trend, and we can also make some predictions to say, okay, based on what we see, it's going up or it's coming down. A particular product sales is going up, or a particular product sales is actually reducing. All right, using the analyze feature. So there is also a feature that you can use. Okay, this feature is on the virtual. When you right click on a particular virtual like this bar chart, okay, when you right click on this chart, you can click analyze. Okay, when you click analyze, it will help you to get a fast, automated, and insightful analysis of your data. So when you click on analyze, it will tell you about the data in detail. Okay, and then it will also give you some it will express it, it will tell you about how this distribution can be interpreted. For example, so it tells you here that you have online with 49% of record, and retail, okay, has 50%, 50.2 records. Most effect, okay, must affect the distribution. So it's telling us that from here, the products, okay, from this one, what affect the distribution that you see here, okay, is the percentage of the effect of the distribution is based on retail as well as online. That for the online, you have 49.98 records, and then retail will give 50.2 records. So you can use analyze feature to get more details. You will also be able to use this in the lab and see the way it works. Also, we can have advanced analytics custom visuals. Remember, we said yesterday you can add more visuals to the visuals that are available. When you click on these triple dots, okay, it will help you to load additional visuals, and you can select a particular one. So from here, there are some visuals that are set to be advanced. Example is a variance chart. So a variance chart will add a layer of data insights to our report, which you can use for further analysis. That's what a variance can do for us. So if you, let me just show that here. All right, so let me reduce this. So you have get more visuals. You click on get more visuals. It's trying to load. Okay. All right. So here you can look for that visual that was mentioned. You click on this so you can see your visuals are categorized. So we are talking about advanced analytics. So the visuals you can use for advanced analytics, you can find them here. When you click on this, that's a grouping of available advanced analytics visuals. So you click on advanced, then it shows you all the available ones, okay, from where you can choose. Let me look for the V's that was used or being referenced on the slide. Okay, I can search. Let me see VI. If you know the name, you can do a search. Okay, so these are the ones that have V's. Okay, waterfall charts, pack bubble. Okay, let me look for the exact name. Okay, so this is called variance chart. Okay, I can get that here. Okay, variance charts. So you can type search and then we'll see variance charts. Okay, let me check from all. All right, variance charts. Okay, so these are the ones I have here. Uh, let me check for the exact one. What's it called now? Okay, variance charts XVs. Okay, variance charts XVs. Okay, ultimate charts. Okay. All right, so this is the one they use. So if I click on this, you can see it's going to add it as part of the available variants, as part of the available visuals that I have. Okay, so with such charts, we can get some details. Okay, let me try to increase my screen size. Okay, desktop. Okay, so here I want to increase my resolution so that's all right. Keep the changes. Okay, so you can see I can just work with this and specify that I okay undo. All right. So here I can work with a sample data set. Let me just work with sample data set from here. Okay, I can say load sample data. Okay, All right, so it's giving me sample data, financial sample data, and then I can decide to select that. Let's see. Okay, I can load these. Okay, let it complete loading. Might probably take some time. All right, so we'll look at how to use this. So the variance chart can add a layer of data insights to our report, which you can use for further analysis. So when you're looking at what to use for advanced analytics, it is not only the variance chart alone you can use, and just as I mentioned before, you can also try out all other available ones and see which one will fit exact story you want to tell. You can check out which one will fit the story you want to tell. So all the advanced analytics are here grouped together, and you can actually pick anyone at any point in time that can actually be used to tell the story you want to tell by using the Power BI desktop report. So they are all available here. All these are for advanced analytics. Okay. All right. Quick insight. The Power BI also has a machine learning algorithm which can help to produce what is called a quick insight about our data. So it would analyze the subset of our data and provide insights. It will look at the trend based on the products, based on the column data you have and the row data, and it will be able to tell you give you an advice or give you an insight. It will insight means it will uncover some hidden details that you may probably not be able to figure out at the first sight of the visuals or the first sight of the report. It will uncover insight that you missed during your report construction. It can also help you to generate stimulating visual interactions. That is called quick insight. Quick insight is also part of the things that are available to be used in Power BI. So instead of Power BI, you can also use quick insight. All right, so you can also use quick insight inside of Power BI. Let me just select some tables to use here. Okay, randomly select this ones. So we'll look at how to use quick insights. Also, you can decide to group your data and bind them. You can group categories of data. You can also group continuous field. So when you have this group of data, you selected some states in the US. This is a table that's showing sales by city, okay, in the US. The sales figure is on the column side, on the row side, or there on the x-axis or your horizontal you have the city. So if you click on group data, this group data will group the data for you, and then you have another visuals being created for you. Clustering techniques. There are different clustering techniques that can be used. Okay, so you can select your data and decide to use clustering visuals. With a cluster visual, it will show this kind of bubble, and we can see the ones that are clustered together, and we can see those ones that are actually like outliers that are not within the same cluster, that are far away from the clustered products. We can see those products that are far away. We can see the ones that are clustered together. And without using the cluster, we may not be able to easily read through a table to know which one has quantity that is far away from the other quantities. That we can get from using clustering. Okay, and then another advantage of clustering is this. If you look at, there are some visuals that are not a good representative of the actual analysis of the data you have. So here we have sales, which is talking about sales amounts. Okay. Now here you have what they call the quantity. If you are not using clustering techniques to be able to display this information, what we normally have is a situation where you start with, let's say, this is okay up to 9,000. You could start with you see, you can start with 2,000, okay, and then you put 4,000, okay, you do 6,000, okay, this is 6K, 4K, okay, 2K, then we have 8K, and then probably you have 10K. All right, so if you look at this, if you do not start from zero, okay, so let's assume you start from zero, but this is 0 to 2,000. All the data you have here, all these data that cluster together, you will not see them very well if you use this 0 to 2,000, 2,000 to 4,000. It means all the data that you see here also will be difficult to analyze. So to spread out your data easily and see how they clustered, the best is to use cluster visuals. Okay, the best is to use cluster visuals. Now sometimes if you look at the, let me even show this one. Let's see it from, okay, if you look at this, you have 0 to 1 million, okay, you have 1 million to 2 million, you have 2 million to 3 million, you have 3 to 4 million. So if you decide to start with 0 to 2 million, it means that all of the data here will be compressed in a way you will not be able to see the actual clustering. So you can spread out your data easily by using cluster. So you can see how how the different products that you are using, the other quantity of the products, how they spread out. So to see a well spread out data, you use cluster to achieve that. All right, so that ends that lesson, which is part one. What Power BI feature can give you an in-depth analysis of the distribution of your data? What Power BI feature can give you in-depth analysis of your data? All right, you have Analyze Future. That is what can give you in-depth analysis of distribution of your data. It is called Analyze Future inside of Power BI. Where are time series charts located? Time series charts can be imported from app source. Time series charts. That means from looking out for additional charts, you can actually add time series. Okay, you can click on this one, look for more visuals, and from there you can get time series. Okay, so you can see here there is a group of visuals grouped together under time. So if you click on it, select this, okay, you see Gantt charts, calendar, okay, uh this is timeline, advanced gauge. Let me use time series. Okay, so you can do a search and then it shows you different ones available. The one I'm looking for, time series. Okay, I can search all. Let's see. Okay, you can see one here, time series forecasting charts. Okay, this will help to do what? To predict future value based on previously observed values. So we can use things like this, time series forecasting chart. It will help us to tell us about the future value based on the current value that we have. So you can use time series. You can also use forecasting t-bath. Okay, it's also under time series forecasting for series that will exhibit multiple se- seasonalities using this model. Okay, you have a lot of them that you can use. You just need to try them out, okay, before you can actually know which is the best for you. You can also use a countdown timer. Okay, if you want to set up a countdown, you can also use this one to do countdown timer. All right, so all these are example of time series that you can make use of. So you can analyze them, okay, one after the other. You can choose, so let's see this one, add time series forecast. It will be added. Okay, so it's now imported for us. Okay, so when we select data, let me see, this is supposed to be table. Okay, so you have a table like this. You can right click. All right, now for a table, these are the possible things you can get. Show detail as table, but let's just use let's change this to a virtual other than table. Let me use maybe this one. Yep. So once you change your virtual, you then have to look at the data you have. Okay, some of them may not be required, some of them may be required. Okay, what are the values we want to see? You can put my product here. Okay, I want to see the sales by products. All right. So if you look at this, this is showing sales by products. And here I decide to use this virtual. If I click on this, I'm using this line chart virtual. Okay, so I can right click on this. It shows me all the data that I have. Okay, it shows me all the details of the data that I have here that I can work with. All right, so that is time series chart. So time series chart is not available by default. You need to import it. Okay, which is where I actually showed you now from where you can import. You do your import by coming to select this, get more virtual, and then you select your time series that you want to use. On this one, if I select this and I click on this, okay, it will change for me. Okay, all right, this report does not fit that. Let's go back to this one. So once you select, it will show you whether this can be used for forecasting or not. So depending on the columns you selected, the values you selected, that will show you how to work with the time series. What virtual should be used to display outliers? It is a scattered chart that can be used to display outliers. You can see the trend easily also. You can see which one falls within the same trend, which one did not fall within the same trend by using scattered chart. So if I choose to change this one, okay, so you can see where is, so this says where is scatter chart. All right, this is scatter chart. Okay, I can change this one to scatter chart. All right, so based on scatter chart, it shows me that this is flat. You can see, okay, it's very much flat. Okay, and then I can decide to, okay, so I have x-axis. I do not have any value on y-axis. Let me see this with time. um, where has it shown this date? Okay, products. Okay, so you can specify. All right. So with this, so this shows us an example of what you can have when we talk about the use of the virtual call, this one, which is scattered chart. So with the scatter chart, we can see outliers. So from here, you can see the ones that are clustered around each other. Okay. And again, you can also decide to look at something like this. When you draw, you can draw like a line across, okay, and you can see which one falls on this side, which one falls on this side. But at the first look, you can see these ones here, that they are what? They cluster around the same area, okay, which means their sales, they have sales less than half a million. You can easily see which one have sales less than a million. They are the ones that are clustered here, okay. And then you can also see the ones that are far away, which are like your outliers, far away from the others, okay. All right, so we've seen how to use the scatter charts to display outliers. All right, the second part. So the advanced analytics will enable organization to make better business decision, and you can create actionable and meaningful insights. You can also bring value to your organization through a Power BI advanced capability. Second part is data insight through AI visuals. You can get wide range of method to analyze your data, and the fastest way to get an answer is to ask a question. So the ask question that we used, okay, 2 days ago or yesterday, the QA, okay, Q&A that was used, that Q&A is actually working with artificial intelligence, okay, application that is built inside of Power BI. So with QA, you type in your language, you type in something like sales value, you type in, and it will be able to give you suggestion of what you could probably be looking for. So with the AI virtual, you can analyze your raw data and also transform it into valuable information. All right, the Q&A feature. With Q&A feature, you can explore the data in your own words. Okay, like you can just type sales by country, it will give you sales by country. You can ask natural language questions based on what you have set. You have a self-help feature for insight that the user, okay, is interested in. So with question and answer feature, it provides a kind of self-help for those who do not even know where to click. They can just type out, okay, information, and they will get their detail. That was shown yesterday. I can still show it again. All right, so if you have something like this, you can add, let me reduce this. You can bring in question and answer. All right, so question and answer, where are you? Okay, so this is it here, under insert. I can bring this one here. Okay, so with this, you can try one of these to get started. So this is having information about products, about months. So I can decide to, if I know one of the products, or if I do not, I can say says, or I can write products. So as you write, it will give you suggestion. So once you write products, it's showing the list of available products, even though those products are not listed here. Okay, even though the products are not listed here, when you type products, immediately it sees the word product, it lists for you all the available products. So you can say products, sales. Okay, you see, it's giving you suggestion. Product sales one sheet, product financial gross sales. So if I want product financial gross sales, I click on this, and then it gives me a graph. Okay, so now I have a visual created for me based on what I have just typed. So that is using artificial intelligence to be able to do this based on the product financial gross sales that I typed. If you change it again to something else, okay, as you go back, it will be telling you, okay, different information. If there's information about sales here, it will give you information. Say, do you want the total sales? So uh, once you put sales, it tells you, okay, total sales is this. You can say, okay, I want the financial gross sales information. It tells you what it is. Okay, so you can question the data by using Q&A or question and answer. So with the question and answer, you can really question what you have here without even clicking inside of this. You can actually question it based on what you have in question and answer. All right, so you can see this one shows sales by country, and then the same way I was able to do products, okay, financials, and it was able to give me the products, okay, using a chart. All inside, okay, you can connect to collection of pre-trained machine learning models. So there are pre-trained machine learning models that can be used, and to get to that, you need to come to home and then select transform data, and inside of transform data, which is Power Query, you can now select this one, okay, add column, and then you can decide to add your Azure machine learning. You can decide to add text analytics and vision. These are artificial intelligence tools, okay, which of course is using machine learning. Artificial intelligence is, you're talking about the computer being able to work with a high level intelligence, okay, similar and to an extent a bit more than what some human can actually possibly work with or think about. So text analytics, that we understand our text, which is what the question and answer is using. The question and answer is using a analytics. That is, once we type the text, it will read the text and use the text that you have written to create a query to give you a result that will align with the text that you have written. We also have vision. Okay, vision also is part of the pre-trained machine learning model. Okay, with vision, it means that if you upload, for example, a picture, you'll be able to understand what the picture is like. It will be able to tell you, okay, this picture, the product, if you put a product picture, okay, it'll be able to match the name of the product to the picture that you are provided. So that is talking about vision, and there are a lot of Azure machine learning that can work with Power BI. Okay, we also have key influencer visuals, which you can also use. All right, so when you use this, okay, it will tell you which of your columns, how they influence each other. You can see what influences to increase, it will show it to you. So that you can also get when you create your virtuals. You can select the key influencer virtuals, and then as you make changes, as you click on this drop down, okay, it will be changing what you have under here. The composition tree virtual, so you also can use another tool called the composition tree. The composition tree virtual is this one that you see here. It will decompose. Decompose means it will do a breakdown for you. So it will give you the total sales. When you click again, it will give you the sales by different countries. When you click on a particular country, it will decompose for you that particular country. Okay. When you pick a particular product, it will tell you the distribution of the product per states in this country of US. So if you come to Canada, it will also show you first your products, and then you click on the product, it will tell you the distribution of the product across the city or state or province in Canada. So with the composition tree virtual, which is this one is the composition tree virtual, you'll be able to aggregate data. So it will summarize data, and you can drill down your summarized data into dimension, into entities that makes up the aggregated data. So dimension are your entity that makes up your aggregated data. In this case, you have a sales as your aggregated data, and these sales now have country as one of the dimension entity, and that entity under country is the product name, and that entity under product name is the city. So with the decomposition tree virtual, it will help to improvise your exploration, and also you can do a kind of a root cause analysis. For example, what contributed to the $7 million from the US? Okay, and with that, you want to analyze that. You click on it, it shows you the products. Okay, which product is the highest one here? You can see is AWC logo cap. All right, that is the highest. So it will arrange it for you. Okay, in ascending or in descending order. You see the maximum one first and keeps going down. All right, under this is a product. Now the next question is, which city contributed to the highest sales of this product? When you click on it, then you get the information. It is California is the highest one, followed by Washington, Texas, and all of that. So that is the way we use the composition tree visuals. All right, so question, what does the AI split feature do? The AI split feature work by considering your available field and determine which one to drill into to get your highest or lowest value of the measure that you are being analyzed. So the artificial intelligence, that's the meaning of AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. That will consider all the available field that you have, all the field you have selected, and it will help you to drill down to get more detail about which is the highest, which is the lowest. Can you access the QA feature by using a button? Yes. You can access your QA by selecting the QA button type. And that was what I did here before. Okay, so this is the button. This is the button of this is the button. Okay, you also have the composition tree also. You can choose to also select the composition. Okay, this is the composition tree now. You can select and then specify what are the things you want to decompose. If you click on sales, all right, let me go. Okay, now, so if you click on sales, it shows you the total sales. All right, what are the other things available? Explain the sales by, let's choose sales by country. Okay, tooltip, you can put. So here now, if I click on this, it will tell me which, let me go back here. Okay, it's asking a question. When I click on this, it says high value, low value country. Okay, I can say okay. So it's running. Okay, so now he has given me the data. You can see. Okay, now I have this sales, and then is able to classify how the sales was achieved. This is the country here that achieved this sales detail. Okay, this is Canada, this is France. All right, so you can put that in there, and I can also put under this explain by country, explain by products. All right, so I have explained by product now being, so the product that makes up this amount is also provided. So that is what you see here, high value. Okay, if you click on this, you can say country. Okay, so it has taken it to country. So it started by products, then country. I can also do it the other way around. Okay, I can take away this one, the country first, and then break down into products. So that's how to use the composition. If I want to break down this product also into probably city, can I see city here? Okay, I don't have city here. I can use something else. Let's say I want to use, mm, okay, let's say discount. Okay, all right. So if I click on discount as a tooltip, it means that it will be showing me the discounts for each of these products, the total discount that is given. Okay, so here I can explain by, let me see, can drag this one. Yeah. So now I can take away this. I can choose country. Okay, it shows me country here. I select products, break down by product. So it will break down the first one by product. Here I can also click and select discounts. So here I can see the discounts that was given to each product. So you can see the discount here. You can see the value. Okay. So you can always use the composition to get a drill down. So when you click on this, it will collapse. Then you can decide how you want to move. Which one do you want to, how do you want to analyze your sales? You want to analyze your sales total by country, you specify, by product, by discount, and you can always make changes. Okay, you can always cancel this and then come to start all over again. Click on this, select. These are the three available drill down of sales. Select by country, select by product. I can decide to start with products, then country, or start with discounts and then decide. So how do I know which one? That is what you put in here. Explained by, you want to analyze sales. That's what you want to use your decomposition for. And then explain the sales by the things you selected here. Okay. All right. So what is not a feature of QA? A QA is not searching for help topic about Power BI. No. Your QA, that's question and answer, is searching for information about the data, not about Power BI, not about how to work with Power BI. If you have any question about how to use any feature of Power BI, in that case, you need to use the help that is available. So you can see this is help to know information about Power BI. Okay, so you can click on this guided learning. If you want to learn more beyond today, you can click on guided learning. You can click on training videos, and then you'll see some training videos on YouTube. You can click on documentation. It will help you to accomplish some tasks and give you different features that you can use to achieve it. You can also click on support. Okay, that will help you with specific issues. You can click on this one, Power BI group. You can click on community to connect with other users. You can click on Power BI for developers. You can submit an ideas. All of these are ways you can get help from for use of Power BI. But if you're talking about question and answer is to drill down. You can see, ask question about your data in a natural language. And the natural language we are talking about here is the language that you have selected. If you come here under options, you have options here. Okay, under the option setting, you will see information about language. Okay, um let's see, data load. This is turning, so to turn this one on about data by default every time, you have regional setting. Okay, so here our regional setting is English. So by reason of that, it will interpret our number, our dates, our time in English. If you want another language, you can select here and see supported language. Okay, there is African Namibia, African South Africa. So you can change to African South Africa, change this. Okay, apply changes. All right, so you can have this detail being drilled down. So now in my question and answer, let me go back. Question and answer. Okay, so I can still type my question and answer here. It will understand what my question and answer is. So by default, the common language that is actually supported for this AI is majorly English, but all other languages too are supported. But that has to be set, and then your data has to come in that language. So I change this one now to African, and of course you can still see I am still seeing my column name, the name that we have there. Okay, okay, maybe I should select some products. I have product details here. Okay, drill down by products. All right, so it gives the same name as we have it in the database. All right, so you don't use question and answer to search for help topic. If you need to search for help topic, there is a tab called help. What does the decomposition tree not enable you to do? You cannot, okay, conduct what if analysis with built-in parameter. You can't do what if with decomposition. Decomposition is just going to help you to drill down into what you have selected. If you want to do what if, you use another tool to do that. Okay, the review of the lesson. We can use artificial intelligence aspect of advanced analytics in our Power BI in order to dig deeper into your data. Your artificial intelligence can provide you answer about your business questions, meaning about the data that you are provided using Q and A, that is question and answer. Also, you can use AI Virtual to understand the factors that contribute to your value. You can drill down, you can see how a particular data has a root cause analysis. So for multiple dimension of root cause analysis is when you use your decomposition. So this decomposition is going to help us with root cause analysis. Root cause analysis is what caused this sales to be up to 118. You click on this and you can say, okay, based on country or based on product. Okay, based on on country, based on this country that has the highest value, you can split the data and do a drill down based on products and any other thing you selected under your under this place. Okay, so it's based on what we selected that is showing us what we see on the screen. I selected analyze sales, okay, and then explain it by country, by products, by this count as well. If you want to have additional thing, you can put it under your tooltip. Tooltip means once you come here, it will show you the information. So here we are only getting information about sales and country. If you want to get additional information on each of them, you select something else that will come into probably this place. Okay. So now if I come here, I will see sales price because it's part of my tooltip. Okay, anytime I come to any of them, I will see my sales price, okay? Because it's now a tool tip. So a tool tip is once you bring your mouse, it gives you a tip, is information about what you are clicking on. And sales price is a tool tip. It is not going to show it in full, but it will show it as a tool tip. All right, so that ends this lesson. And now we are to start our lab. If you want further training on this, you can click on this one or click on working with AI virtuals. When you click on this, it will give you more examples that you can use to work with the AI virtuals. Okay, it's just 1 hour, 1 minute. You can read through. Okay, similar to what we have shown you is what you will see there. All right. So, any question?